Shweta, the interim budget, the vote on account, technically speaking, should be seen as a non-event. But given that there are elections just a couple, just bare weeks away, no finance minister has ever been able to resist using, this particular platform, like Mr. Vasudev said, to highlight, past successes, try to play down, the negatives, and provide some kind of an interim vision, for what really lies ahead. You've been speaking to your sources, not just in government, but also in business. Just give us a holistic picture of what really we're going to be expecting from Mr. Chidambaram this morning.
Right, Shiv. So with Mr. Chidambaram, since he's become the finance minister, we've seen, he's always been very proactive about his image management as well. He's probably one of the very rarest of the finance ministers who shoots out a press release at a drop of a hat, right? So he keeps the communication very transparent, and he's going to use this opportunity to highlight the fact that he has brought down current account deficit.
Yes.
He will bring down the fiscal deficit. He has brought it down, actually. He's met his targets. He's going to really play that up, because it's very, very important it was very important that current account deficit and fiscal deficit be brought under control. Rating agencies were, threatening India to downgrade India to junk status. So it's extremely, this is a big achievement for Mr. Chidambaram, and he's going to absolutely talk about it in as many emphatic terms. He's going to talk about UPA's track record for the last 10 years, how the growth story for the first half of their term. And of course, he is going to play down the fact that the economy is in the shape it is in today because of a huge policy paralysis that the UPA too went through. He's not going to highlight that very much. And of course, the fact that he's managed to achieve the fiscal deficit target and the current account deficit target because of huge sweeping measures which have structurally weakened the economy. But that's something that the next finance minister will have to really take care of, because for Mr. Chidambaram, he had set his targets and he's managed to accomplish those.
Okay, we're also joined by Devinder Sharma, food analyst, and Ashok Ajmera, market analyst, who will be giving us their perspective as well, not just on what to expect, but their broad expectations, from the finance minister just moments from now. I want to bring in Paranjoy first. Paranjoy, good morning. Thanks for joining us today on our coverage. Your expectations, Paranjoy. We'll get into specifics as we get closer to the speech and after the speech, but your broad expectations from what you're likely to see today.
Well, Shiv, I don't really have too much expectations, because what matters to Chidambaram may not matter at all to the Aam Aadmi at all, for instance. The fiscal deficit. The fiscal deficit means nothing to the Aam Aadmi. Absolutely nothing. What matters is inflation. Now, you could argue that over the medium term, a lower fiscal deficit would contain inflationary pressures. But the fact is, under the second UPA government, for the first time in the history of this country, continuously over a 6-year period, you've had double-digit food inflation.
Yes.
That's really hurt. I mean, that's like squeezed the pockets of the middle classes, and it's been a kick in the belly of the poor. I mean, they're the voters that matter. For them, the fiscal deficit really doesn't matter. So, as Mr. Vasudevan was earlier talking about, how is he going to cut that fiscal deficit?
Yes.
Would he do it the way he did last time, by squeezing planned expenditure? I mean, if you look at his previous budget, I mean, he squeezed expenditure by about 100,000 crores, almost 100,000 crores. Now, in the process, you're also squeezing the budgets for rural development. Mr. Jairam Ramesh is certainly not happy. You're squeezing a whole lot of budgets. You're postponing payment of subsidies to oil companies. You're postponing payment of subsidies to fertilizer companies. At the end of the day, you might, get more than a few rounds of applause from the chattering classes, from those who are concerned about the rating agencies and whether they're going to downgrade India or not. I mean, it might even do a bit to cheer the stock markets. But at the end of the day, who determines whether stock market indices go up or down? It's foreign institutional investors. We're in election year. Let's also accept the fact that some of the proposals, just one example, say the LPG cylinder bit, instead of giving 9 subsidized cylinders per household, you're giving now 12. Now that's going to increase your expenditure by a few thousand crores. Yes, so that would obviously have an impact on the budget numbers. But One good thing that's happened to Mr. Chidambaram, he and his colleagues were talking about the zero lost in the 2G scam. They're going to get about 60,000 crore rupees, of which about maybe in this financial year you could expect about a third of that amount, maybe about 20,000 crores roughly. So that's going to help the finance minister. More than that, as in the past, as in February 2004, as in February 2007, you're going to get some political statements. I mean, Pranab Mukherjee talked about the hand, and so you're going to get a few political statements. And mind you, this is the 10th budget of Mr. Chidambaram, if you include the budgets he presented when he was finance minister in the United Front government. Whether this will be his swan song, time alone will tell.
Will it be his swan song? I'm sure he doesn't hope so.